Hey, 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 it is an unstoppable day. Welcome to another episode of the 21 Days of Gratitude. Yes, 21 days where we focus on an attitude of gratitude on the Unstoppable Story Show. I'm Dr. Terrence Leftridge. I'm your host, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are watching us in the world today. Come on in, stick us and stay, and come share an attitude of gratitude with us today. For the next 21 days, we talk about gratitude and I share what I'm grateful for. And we have some guests that come on the show and share what they're grateful for as well. So hopefully you will love what you hear today and you want to share it with others. And then you'll tell us what you are grateful for. I'm grateful for the connections that I've been able to create and covet over the course of this year. And this young man is one of the persons that I've been able to be connected with this year. He is a owner of Wake Surf Tampa in Tampa Bay, Florida. But he's more than that. He is a man of God. He is a man of wisdom. And he is a man that's got something to be grateful for. So instead of me talking about him, why don't we just bring him on up right now? Welcome to the Unstoppable Story Show. It's Mr. Spence Trick. Hey, Spence, how are you?
Hello, Dr. Terrence. Thank you so much for having me this evening. Grateful to be with you, first and foremost, but definitely grateful for many things. So I really am excited to be here chatting with you tonight.
Well, we are so grateful for you taking some time out of your busy schedule as an entrepreneur and business owner to be on the 21 Days of Gratitude. You know, we talk to all walks of life during this time frame to talk about gratitude because so many people have so many things to be grateful for. And we're going to jump
Mhm.
into what you're grateful for in just a second. But here's what I like to do, Spence, because you know your bio way better than I do. So take about 30 seconds and introduce yourself to the Unstoppable Stories family.
I would love to. Thank you very much. So, as Terrence said, my name is Spence Trick. I am the co owner of Wake Surf Tampa, which is a water sports experience company in Tampa Bay. We like to share the joy of the Lord with people through incredible water sports and activities on the water, anywhere from single day activities and lessons to corporate events, birthday parties, bachelorette parties, and even kids' summer camps throughout the summer. So, lots of fun on the water. And that's the blessing that I get to do and share in every single day. But more than that, I'm also co-author of The Impact Leaders, which just released a couple weeks ago, actually. So super excited about this book coming out, and I get to share a little bit of what some experiences that the Lord has blessed me with over the course of my life so far, and in this story. So make sure to go ahead and get a look at it, check it out on Amazon. And if you guys are interested, you get to hear a couple stories from some really impactful leaders about how they're using the impact they have to lead others. So super excited about that. But more than that, as Dr. Terrence said, I am also a man of faith. I've been driven over the last few years, especially toward the Lord through all my life and my experiences. And it has been one of the things that has led me to be most grateful in my life recently. So, like I said, excited to be with you all tonight. And once again, thank you for having me tonight, Dr. Terrence.
No problem. So are you a first time author now, or have you done other books before this?
Yeah, so this is the first time and hopefully the first of many. So,
I love it. I love it. I love it. You know what? You're gonna have to start having all of your books framed and put on your wall because we know there's gonna be so many. Of this is just one of many that I have gotten over the years of being an author, and so it's a wonderful experience. How did it feel, real quickly? How did it feel going through this process? And what is your chapter name? What is your chapter title in the book?
yeah, so I really enjoyed the process. I worked with a team that actually co-authors many books, publishes many books, and they help people become Amazon bestsellers. So I really, really, really appreciated that kind of guidance and directing me forward for the Impact Book Awards, and they were incredible to work with. And so it made the process a lot more seamless, a lot more painless than it could have been originally. I've heard some stories that aren't nearly as easy, not nearly as fortunate. So I was excited to be partnered with them for this book. And my chapter surrounds on how essentially you might have to take one step forward, sorry, one step backwards to take two steps forward. So that's the kind of the focus of my chapter, is how it really seems like, you might not be moving forward, but you have to step back to move forward. So that's the kind of
Yeah.
the theme, and
Now
each has been
that's a
impacted.
powerful life. That's a powerful life lesson. So we're looking forward to seeing that in the book and reading what all of the other authors that have contributed to that book. You said there's almost like 20 authors in that book, right?
Yes, yes, there is.
Okay, so we'll have to make sure you share where they can get that information at the end of the broadcast. But we brought you on today to tell us about your gratitude story. And of course, now you're grateful for being a first time author, but you really
Mhm.
wanted to talk about something else. So tell us, tell our audience here on the Unstoppable Story Show on the 21 Days of Gratitude. Spence Trick, what are you grateful for?
Yes, so I like to focus on gratitude each and every day. So I like to start my day by writing multiple things that I'm grateful for. Today, one thing that I'm most grateful for is the Bible, the Word of God. So I brought
Wow.
this to show you guys, to show the reason I'm so grateful for it each and every day, but especially today, is that it guides me through every single season, through every single circumstance that I may be in, whether I'm at the highs of highs and the joys of life and the joys of friendships and success, or whether I'm in the lows of lows and the struggles and the valleys. I feel like there's such an applicable verse that can help me, an applicable story, an applicable character or person of the past that I can really relate to and pull from, that can kind of challenge me moving forward, but can also encourage me when I need it, and can also humble me when I need it. I feel that the Lord can use all of these incredible inspired stories to just relate to each and every one of us in the seasons that we're going through. So very grateful for it today. I was reminded this morning why I spend so much of my time just reading the Bible each and every day and centering myself before I go off into the world and go to the gym and go to work and do all those things. It's so important to just kind of focus on that, be more still and grounded, and then move forward and throughout my day with a different lens for the day. So that's why I'm
Okay.
grateful, because it helps me approach the day with a different lens.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's dig a little bit deeper. When did you first have start your relationship with the greatest book ever written?
Yeah, so it's been going on probably about 6 or 7 years now. I first started reading the Bible daily, actually, in college, and it was, I would say, incredible. It was impactful, but not to the way that it maybe is today. And the reason for that is I actually learned this saying probably just a little over 2 years ago now, and I want to share it with you all about why it wasn't as impactful then as it is now. And I had a friend that told me, he said, you should read the Bible for transformation, not for
Mm,
information. And
yeah.
that saying stuck out to me because I used to read the Bible daily, and I would read it like a check off. I would read it like, okay, I got
Yeah,
my
did
page
that
done.
chapter,
I
did
did
that
that
verse.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I did it like that for the longest time, just so I could do it. I knew I needed to do it. I knew I wanted to do it, but I didn't really have the availability or the space. I didn't create the space for it to actually change my life and to change my heart and my mind. And so when I started doing that, I noticed that not only did it start doing those things, but I started just receiving more value, receiving more enjoyment, and receiving more peace from it in the long run. So I was really excited to see that start to transform my life. And it truly is, like you said, the greatest book of all time. And there's no surprise that it's been the most translated, most sold, most copied book of all time. And it's because it's timeless, and it's so cool to see books like that, and which of course it really is the only book like that, but it is so cool to see how it can meet every single person in every season they're in every stage of life. So really have been excited to see that, and even just hearing from people of different ages and in different places how it's still speaking to them. So
I love it. And that phrase is very powerful. So I'm gonna give you credit for it 3 times, and then I'm gonna start using it in some of my other presentations. So thank you, Spence, for that. But
you're
tell
welcome.
me, because I was going to ask you, who was Spence before 7 years ago when he started reading the Bible daily versus who he is now?
Yeah. Wow. When I look back to who I was then, I was honestly just a lost college kid. I was on the University of Alabama campus, walking around, studying my engineering, trying to make friends. And I just resorted to things that I think, a lot of college people do. It's very common, but I just resorted to drinking and partying and just trying to make friends through the social settings there. And what I realized was it kind of left me empty. It always left me void, and I couldn't figure out why. I couldn't figure out what I was missing. And so I had met a friend who was actually a part of a ministry there called Campus Outreach. I didn't even know it at the time. We started hanging out, and he started sharing his thoughts and beliefs with me. And we would actually turn to the Bible for answers for certain questions and things I was wrestling with. And that was when I realized that it had truth for me in every single aspect of my life. So I started reading the Bible occasionally, and then we actually started doing a Bible study together, my friend and I, and then that's when I started reading it daily. And I would say that it was important for me to get through that stage in the first few, year or 2 years of my walk with the Lord. But what I realized is it didn't actually impact me as much as I thought. I think it was a stage that it was important and I needed to go through. But I tell everybody now in our young adult group here at the church that I lead locally in Tampa, I tell everybody discipline breeds desire. And so I say that because you sometimes have to muscle through it to get to the point where you're enjoying it. You can think about it like maybe a gym. The first 10 times you go to the gym, you're probably sore, it probably hurts, and you're probably not enjoying it. But then
Yeah.
after you get through it, you start to enjoy the workouts, you start to enjoy the process, you start to enjoy the way you're feeling after you're getting out of the gym because you're fit and you're active and you're moving. It could be the same thing with running or even meal prepping. Maybe the first few times meal prepping feels like a hassle, and then once you get the rhythm and you're eating healthy, you like it. And so I think it's the same thing with the Bible. When you force yourself to get down, sit down and read, it might feel like a uphill battle the first few times, maybe even the first few years if you're in my case. But then eventually it's like, now it truly is my daily bread. It truly is my sustenance. I need it now and I desire it. And so I think that I had to go through that time of checking the box to understand what I was missing, to now come to a place where it can be something that transforms my life daily. So
Wow.
it's been very unique.
That is a great analogy and a great story. How you had to first get disciplined to find out that it's something that you actually desired. Most people would want to do it in reverse. They want to have
Yes.
a desire to become
Mhm.
disciplined, and then they miss out on many things. And the greatest book ever written said he will give you the desires of your heart. But you
Mhm.
first have to be able to get into the book. And that's why
Mhm.
they say if you want to hide something from people, put it in a book, because people aren't going to be as desirable, as disciplined to go through what you're going through. But they fail to see what's on the other side. And what
Mhm.
have you found on the other side? You found desire and transformation. Those are
Mhm.
two very powerful words. I love it. You guys were hanging out with Spence Trick. He is the co-author of The Impact Leaders and the owner of Wake Surf Tampa, here on the 21 Days of Gratitude, talking about being grateful for the Bible. So real quick, rapid fire, what's your favorite verse?
Favorite verse is Romans 8:28 by far. As we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those according to his purpose, called according to his purpose. So love that verse. It's my life verse, and it's truly something that I can always cling on to whenever it feels like it's getting rough or it feels like it doesn't make sense. You have that faith that he's going to work it together for the good because you love him and you're called according to his purpose. So
All right. And your favorite book in the Bible?
that's a great question, and it's a tough one, but I would probably have to say Daniel. I love the story of Daniel. So many good parts in there, the lion's den, and just his faith in such a foreign land and people that were really trying to attack him in a way. And so I think it's so much power in that story, and as well as just the prophetic foreshadowing is beautiful and oddly confusing as well. But there's so much in it. So
Yeah, and a lot of his historical references in the Bible are around the same age as you are right now, then, right?
Yeah, some.
Okay. So yeah, we can see that synergy. So when you're not reading the Bible, what else are you grateful for?
When I'm not reading the Bible, I'm grateful for friends and family. That's an easy one. I love, love, love being around my close friends that support me, my family. I live at almost 1,000 miles away from my family, so we spend a lot more time on the phone than we do in person. But grateful for quality time with them on the phone, and when I get the opportunity to share a meal with them, it's even better. So love that, and love to do when I get the spare time some wake surfing of myself, since I don't always get to do it, but I get to teach it and get to be on the boat with others doing it. And then also pickleball. I've been getting into pickleball a lot recently, so
Okay, okay.
grateful for a body to be able to do fun physical activities, especially with family.
Yeah, and that's a wide range of activities that you mentioned there. Okay,
Mm.
I love it. So Spence, if somebody is lacking the discipline to fall in love with the Bible, what would you say to them? What's one tip? What's one piece of advice you'd give to them right now so that they could be grateful for the Bible just like you?
The first piece of advice I would give everybody is baby steps. You got to start small and start somewhere. So have an organized system of baby steps. And so I would tell people pick a book in the Bible and just read. It could be a paragraph at a time, five sentences, five verses. It's all it takes. And just reading it through in order each day, one paragraph at a time. And eventually I think you'll realize that it's very attainable. It's very doable. It's not a goal that's hard to reach or hard to accomplish. And you'll build confidence. And when you can build confidence and you can build momentum, you can build on that momentum and that confidence. And then you can start taking it to, half a chapter a day, and then a chapter a day, and then whatever it looks like for you. But I tell everybody, if you really want to start somewhere, start small. It can be less than 5 minutes a day. It doesn't take your whole day to do it. And that's the deception that people oftentimes believe, is that they must have an hour to sit down and read the Bible. You don't need an hour. Sometimes it's great to spend an hour, but sometimes all you had is 5 minutes, and 5 minutes is better than 0 minutes. So,
Absolutely. And for those who don't have time to read the Bible, hey, there's this thing called Audible where the Bible is on there.
yeah.
You can listen to it. How many times are you stuck in traffic trying to drive to and for, or on the train
Mhm.
trying to go to and for, where you can just put in the earbuds or you can just put it through the car
Mhm.
speakers and you can let someone else do the talking, but you still get the effect of knowing all the gems and all the jewels that are in the greatest book ever written, we call the Bible.
So true.
Man, Spence, every time I talk to you, I walk away saying you are wise beyond your years. Then I also
Appreciate
say you look like this quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs, but that's a whole nother conversation.
that.
Man, thank you for chopping it up with us, telling
Of
us what
course.
you're grateful for today. Again, this is Spence Trick. He is the co author of The Impact Leader. Check out the book. Hey, where can they get that information on where they can purchase the book?
Yeah, so if you guys are interested, you can check it out on Amazon. If you search the Impact Leaders, it'll pop up. It's the first one. It's got a nice cover like this right here, black and gold, and it's super exciting. You'll love the stories in there, and I do
Is
believe
it
they
in
will impact
hardcover
your life.
and paperback?
I do believe so. Yes.
Okay. And if you guys don't find it on Amazon, well, you can just go find Spence on
Yeah.
all his social media or go to his website if you're looking to learn how to wake surf and you are in Southwest Florida in the Tampa Bay area where it's
Mhm.
nice. Well, hopefully it's warm back up. You guys got a cold
Yeah,
spell this week, right?
we sure did. It's starting to warm up by tomorrow, so you'll be when you guys come
Okay.
down, we'll be ready for you.
Absolutely. Check him out at wakesurftampabay.com. Spence, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor to have you on the show. Thank you for your gratitude story. Continue to delve into the Bible. one thing I've learned by doing it is every time I open it up, even if I go to a verse I've been to before, it gives me a different interpretation. Because as you said earlier, every time you open it up, you get to open it up with a fresh set of eyes. And God is
Mhm.
always willing to give you a new experience when you hang out in His Word. So we thank
Mhm.
you for that. All right, you guys, that is our show. Thanks again, Spence. And if you guys are interested in being a guest on the 21 Days of Gratitude, well, we got you covered. All you got to do is reach out to us and tell us what you are grateful for. Go ahead and click that link right below that you see on the screen, and we'll check it out. And who knows, maybe you will be the next guest on the 21 Days of Gratitude on the Unstoppable Story Show, where we talk to ordinary people with unstoppable stories. And wherever you are in the world today, you know what I say. Don't just make it a great day, but continue to have an attitude of gratitude and make it an unstoppable day. Take care.